Today we are learning how to factor a trinomial. Trinomial is a term that has three terms. So highest one would be ax squared plus bx plus c. Pay attention, a is the number next to a squared, b is the number right next to x, and then c doesn't have a variable. So a squared plus b squared equals c. Technically, factorization is I'm trying to actually rewrite it as a factors form, and also you can say like dividing it. So there are two methods that you actually have, which number one is factoring by grouping, and the other one is swing and divide, I think it's called, or divide or swing, something like that. That is in the group A. So if you feel like this method is little difficult for you and it's technical, you can actually watch the group A video and you can do the question using that method. But if I assigned you B, then you are actually first working on this one and you are going to apply the grouping method. Blank is a useful way to solve certain type of equations and simplify expression, among other things, which the word has to be factoring. There are a lot of different factoring methods. You actually are going to learn bunch in Algebra 1 as well, and as well as in Algebra 2. But the one we will learn today is called factoring by grouping. Easy, it's not too much. First thing I do is I am going to actually solve the X puzzle. So I'm going to get the numbers. Once I solve the X puzzle and I have those two numbers, I am going to actually break the middle of this equation and then rewrite with these two numbers that I get as the factors on the X puzzle. And I'm going to show you the steps how I do that. Because we are writing equivalent expression, that means you're able to actually multiply to match your answers or go back to the question, or you can actually compare your graphs. They should be overlapping graphs when you actually solve them in the calculator. Not solve, I mean when you type them in the calculator, they should be overlapping curves or graphs. So that's what it would be. Sometimes it is not possible to actually factor a trinomial. It is because when you are going to solve the X puzzle, you are going to see that there are no two possible numbers that you get on this space. You don't have any numbers. So that situation is actually no factors. So you might see those questions as well. Example number 1. Let's see. This one is super easy. So I'm going to do, okay, let's see. First thing you do is write A, B, and C. A is 1, B is 8, and C is 15. I'm going to write the X puzzle. Number on the top should be 15, bottom should be 8. And my factors are 3, 5. So 3 and 5. Now, I'm going to write the first term, x squared, and then I'm going to write the last term as well, which is 15. Basically, what I'm doing is I am actually splitting that ax as 3x plus 5x over here, because ax plus 3x plus 5x is basically 8x. So I'm rewriting that 8x as positive 3x, positive 5x. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just writing those two like that. So I'm splitting that and then writing as here. Why I'm doing that? Because in grouping, I actually need to make two groups. And how will I make two groups? When I actually have 4 terms. So if this is a trinomial and I'm making it into a polynomial of 4 terms, so I need 4 terms. So this is going to be my first group. And this is going to be my second group. Now, don't look at the second group, maybe hide it so you don't see it. And I'm just gonna look at the first group and see what can I do. So I'm gonna hide it so I don't see it. And I'm going to find a greatest common factor here. So if you look over here, what is your greatest common factor? There is 1 here. So 1 is the greatest common factor along with x. So you can write 1x or you can just write x. And then I'm going to write the set of parentheses. In my head, I'm going to divide this by x. So I'm left with x here. X squared divided by x is an x. And then plus 3x divided by x is a 3. So this is what I did. I factor it. So first you make it to a polynomial of 4 terms and then you actually factor it. This is my factor using greatest common factor. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I have a positive. So positive needs to go here. And then my common factor over here is 5. So in my head, I'm going to divide these by 5. So 5x divided by 5 is just an x. And then 15 divided by, plus here, 15 divided by 5 is a 3. So done. I factored it and I grouped it. Oh, I factored it. I haven't grouped it yet. So my groups are, you see that x plus 3 and x plus 3 both are common? You write them once. That's your first group. So you write it once, that's your first group, and your second group is the remainder, x plus 5. And this is your answer. So you already know how to do till here. All you did was 3 more steps. Well, this one is nothing. This is easy. You have 2 more steps and then you got it from here. This is just factorization that you did on Friday and yesterday as a practice. Try number 2 on your own and see if you get the numbers. 3 is a similar way, but let's see if I can solve it for you. First thing you do is A equals 9, B is 24, and C is 16. So my X puzzle basically is, I actually have the numbers already, so let me get those. It is 144, and I tried to factor it, and 1 times 144, 2 small numbers, it's 72. And I carried over and I know it was 12 and 12. So, oh, bottom is 24, 12 and 12. Now, you are splitting that 3 into a 4. So first thing you do is copy 9x squared plus 12x plus 12x. Remember, this is plus and this is plus. There's no minus, so it has to be a plus. Plus 16. So I have changed my 3 trinomial into a polynomial. Next, I am going to do the grouping. So maybe hide this so you don't see it. What do I have common in here? I have 3x common. That's my greatest common factor. I have 3x common, so I'm going to divide that by 3. This time I'm just going to divide in my head. 9 divided by 3 is a 3. X squared divided by x is an x. 12 divided by 3 is a 4. X divided by x is a nothing. So there you go. Then you can hide this part. I have a positive. Look at that. It's a plus. So pay attention. You have a plus, which is common. Plus, and then 12 and 16, both are multiple of 4. So 4 is your factor. 12 divided by 4 is a 3x plus 16 divided by 4 is a 4. And you would know it if you're correct. These two have to match because you're going to write them once later. Oh, wow. Actually, those must have been a perfect square because my answers are same. There you go. All right, I'm going to do number 5 example. A is 3, B is negative 8, C is positive 5. I'm going to draw the line here because I'm going to write the X puzzle at the bottom. So X puzzle is 3 times 5, 15. B is negative 8. It should be negative 3, negative 8. You see, eventually you actually don't need all of this. That's my number. Now, I'm going to break that 3 into a 4. So 3x squared minus 3x minus 8x plus, sorry, minus 5x. It's a 5. I made a mistake. Plus 5. Now I am going to do the grouping. What is common? You can see it is 3x. Divide, I'm left with x inside, and then 3x divided by 3x is 1, and minus 1 goes there. On this, pay attention, you have a negative, so negative has to be out. And then 5x plus 5, 5 must be common. 5x divided by 5 is just an x, and then minus divided by negative is a minus 1. X minus 1 is your first group, and 3x minus 5 is your second. And this is my answer. Question number 6. Try doing question number 6, 7, 8, 9. They're easy. You should be able to do it. I am going to help you with number 11 because, as you can see, it only has 2 terms. It doesn't have 3 terms. So there's another method that you do actually on Thursday that you use on this one. But if you forget that method, it's not impossible to solve. So I'm going to actually use the X puzzle to solve it first. A is 4. This is, remember, this is ax squared plus bx plus c. B, there is no b, it's a 0 because bx, the term is not here, it's a 0. And c is negative 9. Let's draw the X puzzle at the bottom. 4 times minus 9 is negative 36, and b is 0. My factors, 6 times 6 is 36. So it has to be negative 6 and positive 6. So that's my pair. Okay, I'm going to write the question one more time. 4x squared minus 9. It's the same thing. I have 2 factors. I'm just going to write them down with the x. So it is 4x squared minus 6x plus 6x minus 9. So basically that 0 invisible term, which is written over here, this is also 0. Once you're here, find the greatest common factor and, well, group it. Find the greatest common factor. Your greatest common factor is 2x. Division. 4x squared divided by 2x is 2x. Minus 6x divided by 2x is just a 3. Now you're here. This is plus, so you have to take the plus. Your greatest common factor is a 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. X divided by nothing is an x. 9 divided by 3 is a 3. 2 groups are same, so there you go. I was correct. And then you're left with 2x plus 3. This is called a binomial. And then the direct method for binomial is difference of two squares that you are going to learn later on Thursday. But if you forget difference of two squares, this is not impossible to actually solve it by grouping method, which means by the X puzzle. So yes, go ahead, try this number 12 as well. You should be able to do it. All right. I will help you with number 13, and then maybe one at the back, in the end where you have no factors. So let's do that. These are big numbers, so we have to pay attention. A is 4, B is 12, and C is negative 135. My X puzzle is negative 540 on the top, and B is 12, so 12 at the bottom. Now I started dividing, and I know 540 and 12 is small difference, so I need bigger numbers. So I actually started dividing by after 15. So 15 times 36, it doesn't get divided by 16, 17. Next is 18. 18 and 30. And then I totally can see this is difference is 12. So my first number is 18 and 30. I just have to adjust the sign. I need negative and a positive, so smaller number is minus. So I have my factors. Let's split that 3 into 4. So 4x squared, I have to basically split this. 4x squared minus 135 needs to go down. First one is negative 18. Order doesn't matter, your final answer is going to stay the same. Plus 30x minus 135. I like to put smaller number with smaller and bigger with bigger. That's kind of easier. Okay, I have factored it. Now I'm going to do the grouping. That's 333 Bell. So let's find the common factor. Has to be 2x. So 4x squared divided by 2x, you're left with 2x. 18x divided by 2x is 9x. And I'm gonna factor it over here. Wow. 7, no. 30 is factored by 5. So 5 times 6, and 135 it can also be, is divisible by 5, so the factor has to be 5. Okay, let's see, has to be 5. It is 5. 30 divided by 5 is, no, that's way too big number. Okay, let me see if there are other factors that I can use. 1 times 30, 2 times 15. Oh, looks like 15. 15 times 2 and 134. Let me check if 135 is divided by 15. It is. It has to be 15. It's 15. Okay. It's 15. How did I know? Because when I divided, it was, I should get 2x minus 9. I wasn't getting. So I knew there's something wrong. So 30 divided by 15 is, you are left with 2x. Minus 135 divided by 15 is actually 9. So that's another way of checking whether you're getting it correct or not. Oh, that x was extra. Now I have two of the groups that are same, which is 2x minus 9. And then 2x plus 15. And that should be my answer. Sorry about the bell. Number 14, 15, you should be able to do it by yourself. Go ahead, finish it. So if you're stuck and you don't have the numbers, I can help you with that. Now you actually have a situation where you might not be able to factor. The reason is there are no two numbers that can multiply to give you the top and add it together to give you a b. So it's impossible to do that. So let's see what happens. A is 1, B is -6, and C is 7. So my X puzzle says 1 times 7 goes on the top and -6 goes on the bottom. So I have to factor the 7, and 7 is a prime number. So I don't have many factors, 1 times 7. So all I have to do is I have to adjust that. 1 times 7 is 7, and 1 plus 7 is 8, but 1 minus 7 is -6. But if I use this, so this is not working. If I use this, I mean I have to put the minus to the 7. That gives you -7. This doesn't work either. So technically the check fails. So your answer would be no factors. This one cannot be factorized. So sometimes, very rarely, you have a situation that you will have no factors, and 2 of them are here, but go ahead, find the factors and see if you can prove it, that you were unable to factor it. You have a bunch of questions on this one to solve, and then you have a circuit training that you know how it goes. You actually factor it, and the answers are going to be somewhere if you're correct. And try to finish everything by today. So finish the circuit in the homework. If you cannot do it in the classroom, this needs to be done by tomorrow.